Hey anyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Abhi on Camera, where today we're reacting to Sword Art Online in VR. Now, you might be wondering what that means. And unfortunately, it isn't as exciting as you may have thought. I don't know if the thumbnail makes it obvious, but I'm just watching Sword Art Online with this thing on my head. So, yeah. I'm gonna be honest here. I have watched Sword Art Online before. I really enjoy the show, so I've watched it multiple times before. But I've been wanting to comment on it for this channel, and I wanted to start rewatching it again because the next progressive movie is coming soon. And I just thought it would be funny if I watched it with the VR headset on. It's not that complicated. I've watched it before on my phone, on my screen, on my television. Why not stick a VR headset on and make it seem like I'm watching it on a movie theater screen? And I'm doing this channel right, so why not comment over it? I don't know if anyone liked this, but hey, the reason I made this channel was so that I will watch things, and why not record myself watching things? I don't know if that makes sense, but that's pretty much it. I'm beating around the bush here, but I had this idea way months and months ago, back when I was coming home from watching the first progressive movie in the theater. I was driving back, and I'm like, oh my god, I just had this idea. It would be funny, right? I think it would be cool. I think it would be funny. And so I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. But I decided to wait because I knew that Sword Art Online would be starting the year the game came out was this year. So I thought, okay, I'm going to wait till the day the game came out and start the videos then. But I waited this long and I got impatient. So I'm just starting it now. So yeah, let's not waste any more time and let's just get into the episode. Or should I say, link start. Alright, here we go. So just to make clear, I'm going to resize my video to just show you how big of a screen I'm looking at. But imagine sitting in a movie theater, because that's how it's projected out in my head. The first time I ever watched this was years ago, and I was sitting in front of my computer with my little sister and my little brother Aryan, and we just put it on for something to watch while eating, and I didn't realize how cool the show would be, at least how much I would like it. I know it's apparently controversial. Wonder why Kaiba decided 10,000 as his number. Because obviously he had control. Well, he might have had control on how many copies were made, but still. I wish we could. I play VR games in this, right? Actually, look, as I'm saying, I can hold my hands right in front and I can see projected versions in here, hand tracks, and the idea of that is insane. The idea of like a full body experience, just great. So I never understood like the zoom in out. If there's one thing that's always boggled my mind, is the size of Aincrad. It's like how the inside and the outside. just Klein is such like outer energy that I could never do. I mean, someone is just running past you and you're like, yo bro, he must be like a super gamer. How about I go ask him for advice?
Could you give me some tips on the lower floors?
If anyone would like make SAO, like some kind of demo in VR, I'd play it.
Yeah, you're right.
If I could. Is that a thing? I don't know if anyone's watching this.
Yeah, that's easy for you.
But if you are,
But he won't stand
if there's something, I'll play it. And if I can, and I'll try my hardest to record it, and we'll put it up here.
I thought that thing was a mid-level boss.
Honestly, how? Like, if you've never played games before, no way a boss would be that small.
I'll say.
All except for magic, though.
You are correct. If an AI keeps generating skills, we learn this later on in the show, but the fact that the Cardinal AI just researches the internet and just auto-generates skills based on things it researches is so freaking cool.
Whoever made it's a genius.
He's also quite crazy, but he is a genius.
Although,
I don't know. Whatever you have SAO is like the idea of whether or not you would actually play the game if you had the chance.
Guess I was.
And I vary. Sometimes it's like, yes, I would. I should.
2 months.
If I could play the game, I would 100% play the game.
Now I think I can
Undoubtedly.
within a month.
The question is, would I play the game knowing I'd get stuck in there
You could say that.
like
During
this?
the beta test, SAO
And
was the only thing on my mind.
That's
Day and night.
the
In this world,
iffy part. Sometimes it's like,
take
hell
you
yeah,
anywhere
just
you
go
want.
give me some time in some other
And even
place.
though it's a
I'll come back here
virtual
later.
I
But
feel more alive in
sometimes
here
I'm like,
than I
I
ever
can't
did
do
in
that.
the real one.
Yeah, for reals. That's why I ordered a
Every time I get to this
pizza
part,
for
I am
5:30.
reminded of a
You know it.
book
Besides,
series
you
I
can wait till I get my
read
pizza
called
on.
Pendragon, where there's like
Hey,
alternate realities and
Gonna go
stuff.
meet up with
One of the
some
realities
people
you
I
go
know
to,
from another game. I don't know
everyone,
what you're up to after
everyone is stuck into these pyramids
Now, if you want,
and
you
just
can friend them and
permanently
hang
in
with them.
VR the whole time in like full-time environments like this.
No,
Oh,
it's cool if you can always
lost my train of
introduce
thought.
you to 'em another time or something.
The whole time,
Yeah,
and
sorry.
yes, they're fed goo
Thanks anyway.
and
No
and
way.
gooed so
I
that
should be
they
doing
could
all the
keep
thanking.
their
Hey, one of these
system
days, I
alive,
promise
and it's
I'll
like,
pay you back for all your
wow.
help. Virtually, that is.
And it actually is kind of like a
for
dystopian
everything,
future
man.
of what
Really.
SAO could be, because
Guess I'll
everyone
see
is
you
so
around.
obsessed with
there's
with
anything else you
VR
wanna
and
know,
staying in there the whole
message me.
time. And you get to not
Sweet.
only just in this world, but in a world where you can just live out whatever perfect life you want to be. No one wants to come outside anymore, which means you've got a couple of hyper advanced pyramids where everyone else is,
Go.
and the real world is just rotting away,
Nope. it's not
heading
there.
towards chaos.
It should be at the
And
bottom of the main
while I
menu.
was talking, here's the important moment. Bye logout
See,
button.
not there.
The button's still there, just no more label,
Oh, well,
not
today's
clickable
what,
anymore.
First day out of beta. There's got to be some other way out. Return.
Yeah, that's
Look out.
correct. Honestly, if SAO wasn't a trap for people, right? Wouldn't it make sense to have physical locations for a player to go to
And there
exit
was no
out of the
emergency
game?
logout in the menu. Hands you give from inside
Just
the
imagine if you
cave.
could
So
move your
know
body,
it's
it would
built into
probably
the
screw with your brain hard. I mean, you'd be getting
So now we gotta
not
wait
double
until
the
someone
signal
gets around
since
to
you get
fixing
less,
the bug?
like 1.75 times the amount of
until
signals.
someone in the
You got a sister? How old she? What's she like?
This is the worst part of Klein, right? You mention a girl at all, and everything else is gone in the, like, girl. Also, Kayaba the freaking showman. Like, what the hell? You just, like, show up in a giant puddle of blood? He worked to make the animation for this, right?
They've been deleted from both Aincrad and the real world.
Just imagine the horror of just these initial days. You're a mom trying to tell her kid to, like, get up, you stop playing the game, come down to dinner, something stupid like that. You take the headset off the head, and
Safe to assume the likelihood of a
They're
nerve gear being removed
dead.
is
It's
minimal at
ooh,
best.
chills.
I hope
So the thing that really attracted me to Sword Art Online in this first episode and kept me watching was that when me, my sister, and brother were all sitting here, we were all just theorizing about things that would make the show better, right? Like, oh, what if they did this? What if they did this? And then the show kept doing those
there's
things.
only one floor one.
If you were to ask me to list what those theories were, I'd have a hard time doing so because it was just so long ago. But I just remember the sensation of thinking that.
And you
Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about in the predictions. Because I'm like, wouldn't it be great if everyone looked like their real selves? And it's like, boom, here's a mirror. And everyone looking like their real world selves.
was to control the fate of a world of my design.
Just
As you
that
can see,
straight up
I have achieved
admission.
my
It's like, I wanted to be God. And I can't really take over the real
This
world,
marks the
so
end of the
let's make my own thing.
and the official
Akihiko Kayaba
I loved
created
seeing
the
them in the
virtual
crowd,
world.
the various
He
characters
designed
that
the nerve gear
you didn't know
It's a
at first that
genius.
these were your main characters,
I've been
but
a fan of his for a long time.
they're just
so I
right
know.
here.
Can't ask a guy I just met to risk his
Just
life for a bunch of strangers.
imagining the alternate universe
Don't
where
worry about
Kirito
it.
decides
Get
to
your
take
ass to the
Klein
next
and the whole guild with
I'll be
him.
fine.
I like that the show clearly makes clear that he regrets it going on ahead, but he does anyway. And here's the opening. I don't know. The first opening is still one of the best of all of them in the series. And I never skip any of them, but still, this it's amazing. And also, this was pretty much my first anime. I didn't really watch them before this one. And so, because I only watch English shows, in English shows, the concept of an intro has been largely phased out, because just to like push more story into an episode. So to see this come back with an intro was like, wow. Wait, what? I didn't know there was an end credit scene. Oh my god, I feel so stupid. I've watched this episode so many times at this point, and apparently I didn't know. Interesting that Kayaba chose to rearrange things so that beta testers couldn't like skip the first few levels a little bit faster. Oh, this is another one of those things I was mentioning last episode about, like, would it be smart if the game's characters did this? And it did. Here is a whole bunch of them working together to take down
Good to
levels.
see you. We'll team up into parties of 6.
Kirito. I feel the exact same as Kirito anytime in school when it's like, okay everyone, we're gonna do groups for this. I just be like, oh, you have got to be kidding me. I don't even, but and yeah, I'd be like, you wanna do it together?
Not even.
So I didn't notice this when I watched this the first time. I only but apparently, so this first episode takes pieces of the first volume of Progressive and, you know, mixes them in to give more intro, because apparently in the original one it skips past this a lot faster. I don't know. Losing my train of thought. It skips past this a lot faster. Diablo. Hold on, what are you?
My name's Kibao.
Kibao. Wait, wasn't he in the trailer for Progressive 2? I noticed the spiky hair, but I couldn't remember his name then. As I was saying before, I think it's funny comparing this to how it was done in Progressive, and just trying to, basically saying Kirito's got some bad memories compared to Asuna's memories of the events. And of course, you can't see Asuna's friend in this version of events. Kibao is just such a realistic idiot. He's clueless and he gets angry at something because he doesn't know the full facts.
You know who was handing these out? The ex-beta testers.
I love the fact that even so many people in the crowd are surprised by that too. The fact that the beta testers are actually helping, you've all been getting angry for nothing.
I'm here because I want to find out how
But
we're
I
gonna beat the
guess so many people just need a scapegoat. Wait, by this point, Kirito and Asuna's already met, right? He saved her life because that's why Asuna split up from her friend. He just doesn't remember. Whether it's this version or Progressive, this scene is always just really cute. And I love how they depict various things in the game too, right? Like, how would you open that jar? It's like, tap and spread with your finger. It's just like, weirdly interesting. And the fact that the jar breaks once it's empty. That chomp, it's like, wait, this is good. Whoosh, the entire thing's gone. And she's like, the regret.
In the village before you get to this.
I won't lose.
This speech about staying the way I am, it's silly no matter what way you look at it. Because whether you go out and fight monsters or you stay in the town of beginnings, you can't change the fact that you are going to change. Right? Even me. Like, I'm changing from yesterday when I
Let's
didn't
go
do
over
this.
it again. Switch and jump in.
I wonder who thought that this would be a funny idea, making it so she doesn't know what switching is. And then again, if you take it in the idea that Kirito doesn't remember properly, it's like, why does he imagine that Asuna doesn't know how to switch? And here he is, Ilfang the Kobold Faker. I mean, I understand a lot of like the adaptations that you made to the progressive story to shrink it into this episode. Fine. But who the hell's idea was it to turn Ilfang from like the buff guy he is in progressive to this? You're gonna hear me say it again in progressive, but why?
Squads D, E, and F, keep those
This
minions
too,
from us.
I understand, and maybe nonsensical talk or whatever, but I really enjoy like the,
I thought she was a beginner.
you know, strategic talk at least,
Can't even
right?
see the tip of her sword.
Maybe it's all talk, but it certainly makes it feel a lot cooler than just everyone sprinting at it. And yes, they do sometimes just everyone sprint at it in this show, but still, in the music, love the music.
That's not a Tawar.
It sure as hell ain't a Nodachi too. Now I didn't know the first time I watched this about Kobold, the boss appearance changing, but I knew that sure as hell wasn't a Nodachi. I guess, sure, that kind of sword is a lot more menacing for a boss to have than like a big curved sword, but couldn't you at least have them say a different name in the script? No, what is he thinking right now? There is nothing stopping him from taking that healing potion. Like, drink it and then die while drinking it.
Attack bonus.
That's fine. Like, it doesn't work.
Just like me.
But
A beta
just sitting there like, I'm talking to you. Protect them. Blah. You could drink it, then say it. Wonder if anyone could cut together pieces of this episode and progressive so you could see both Kirito and Asuna's thoughts and get like a best version of the scene. Reveal. I guess if you watch the intro, this was just kind of already spoiled, but it's like, that's your wife. Just imagine though, if that coat had been like a different color. Does that mean he's wearing blue now? Like, had, for example, the coat had been like Coat of Evergreen or something, and it's green, would his color just have been green? Right? Would he be the green swordsman instead of the black swordsman?
Stop cheering! Why'd you let Diablo die?
Plot. Plot is why he left Diablo die, and Diablo just wanted to die for some reason? I don't know.
Admit it. You knew the technique the boss was
No, and see, you're the wrong argument, right? So many times in movies and TV, people are arguing and they say the wrong thing. It's like, no. The real reason is, why the hell didn't you give him that potion that was in your hand? Just that evil grin. Well, the first time I watched this, it didn't actually hit me in the beginning why Kirito was doing this. Why shoulder the blame, but it made it clear. It's like,
What'd you say?
try to get all the attention focused on him.
Most of the
Right? Okay, someone hate me, but the beta, right, trying to push it off the beta test.
He's a beta tester and a cheater. He's a
And that nickname has been one of the silliest things out of this show. You took beta tester and cheater, and you got beater.
You can call
Just
me a beater.
it all sounds so silly. Look at me, I'm a beater. But Kirito has the sense for style. Just like, boom, equipping the equipment and walking away. He certainly put on a show. Again, going with my Kirito memory thing, I don't know if it's a generally accepted thing or not, I don't know. But I think it's funny that in his version of events, he's on the stairs, they haven't gone outside yet, and he's like, all cool, and walks out through the door. That was the first couple episodes. I'm not sure if I'll keep doing this in commentaries, like a review section, or not. Maybe not in every episode, maybe sometime. I don't know. You'll see. I don't know yet. You'll see in future videos if you're watching. I would have done more episodes today, but I'm watching the first movie of Progressive next. So I thought I'm watching this in somewhat chronological order. So first two, then Progressive, then back to the show. These were the first two episodes, and this was the make or break, right? But these two episodes would decide whether I kept watching the show or just be some random thing I watched once while eating dinner and never watched again. And, they hooked me. It really... What hooked me more than I think the show was just the idea of Sword Art Online. The idea of a full dive VR where you can go in another world and just be there. You have to live there as that's your life. Like I said, this is my first anime, so I'd never been exposed to the idea of what I now know is called an isekai before, right? So it just was amazing, and the world was amazing looking, and the interface. I think what also could have been very terrible, right? And could have was the interface, the SAO's interface, but the way it's handled just feels natural, and it looks cool. It looks like, hey, this is exactly how something would work. I hope you enjoyed this. I intend on continuing with this. Hopefully people view it. I don't know yet, but thank you so much for watching. Over here will be the next reaction, wherever that comes out. Over here is a playlist of my videos, and on my face is the subscribe button. Like, comment, subscribe, criticize even. I don't mind. See ya.